So maybe, inshallah, we'll approach the end of Norocel. He should be mentioned later on, but it's just a point, a case of having so many more characters to thank and mention. And if we get stuck too much here, and the pandemic arrives in a few months again, and then we're forced to draw the curtain, we'll have so much to say, and we owe so much to the others, and no gratitude for them yet. So there we go. We're trying to pack up Norocel now, mentioning the later stages. That is, he got married. He moved in an apartment, Wolversmore, not far from, or in fact, within 100 meters from my grandmother and aunt Lelia, with whom relations were not terribly strong or close in the last years, and thus visiting Norocel a couple of times, I had to be on the lookout not to be seen and trapped by relatives I didn't want to talk to, villain that I am. So he married to a woman from Moldavia, but strangely enough, or naturally, if we consider Norocel's type, and this peculiar woman, I guess she was also peculiar, or maybe she was normal and saw that after a few months that Norocel is a bizarre character and maybe impossible to live with. On a side note, maybe crucial note, I was thinking, now that I'm forced to bring his image forth from the back of the memory to the front of the cortex, whatever there is, I was thinking that there is a slight possibility that he was a bit pervert. I hope not, and I hope maybe it was just a humble desiring lolitas, just as a literary, I don't know, as a condemnable idea, but not in practice. I mean, it was just far from women generally. This was, as I said, bizarre that he married when he was, I don't know, Hannah was born. He was 35, or, I don't know, which is not so late, but I mean, it's strange that up to that time I knew him in the company of women, just as going out as platonic friends, going to see some movies. So yeah, I don't know. And then so that will be towards the end. He married this woman. There was a question I asked him if he would be the godfather for my daughter. But this is when he upset me to some extent, because he answered in the manner I mentioned, the Libra, as they have it in those zodiac things, or the astrologists, as the Libra who has reached the balance and equilibrium, and those who look for it and they don't find it. And he hesitated. I would like to, yes, but then in the end it got so confusing, and he didn't come to a decision, and we were forced to try and find a way. And I don't even remember. I'll have to ask. I know there was this issue, this thing. He didn't. For some time, he didn't seem to know if it's fine, if it's the right thing, if it's good enough. I don't know. Many things probably were crowded in his head around this decision, or maybe just a few. I'm speculating. Fact is, we had to look for alternatives, and I don't know if they allowed that. Yes, I know. Now I remember. We contemplated. I wanted some people, Garamone from the embassy. He was working at the embassy. Wonderful man. Greg Garamone, I think it was, and his wife helped me also with advice for trips. She had some guests. She had me take with paying guests. I mean, I paid for some trips, offered me advice on how to develop, took me to communicating across cultures, a course she organized, some outfit connected with her. We kept in touch for a while, and she invited us. I've been to the embassy for some time. That's later, I guess, if we reach that point, as I said, and finish with Norocel once and for all. Inshallah again. I went to the embassy, yes, meeting the economic section chief, so many, to the residents of the ambassador with clients. We're getting there, but never on the side of the Americans, never on the side of I don't know, the chancellor. She took us there with Hannah. Hannah, when she was a few months old, we went there, and it was something very special, very special. So very good relations, and we were thinking of them as godfather, godmother. But then, being of a different religion here, the Orthodox do not, and we're not. I wasn't, maybe now with Peterson. Maybe I'm changing. I'm believing in God as representative of order, and hell, devil, respectively, as those which stand for symbolically for chaos. Termino. So we had to, if we baptize her, we have to. And then we had another third choice. A friend, I don't even remember her name. A friend, a colleague of my wife, and with her husband, they were the godfathers. We saw each other a few times. They even came to Ryshnov, Rosenau, to visit and stay maybe a night. But in the last 16 years, maybe 17 years, we haven't seen each other at all. So that was, and then to end with, because I was thinking I want to make the transition to put order here, God's hand, alhamdulillah, to move on to Sherika. Give her a few episodes, not maybe 9 for Norocel, which could be 29 if I'm not limiting this river to my people. Norocel, river of abundance, of material stories, man. So I went with him and Sherika to the Black Sea once for 1st of May. 1st of May was day off, or 2 days off, small holiday, and people went there. And we went that time, and maybe it was connected depending on how it worked. If it was 1st of May, a Friday, or Thursday, or whatever. So somehow I think we could connect. We went to, and with this weather now, which has been raining forever, in a way I enjoy that. I mean, when it's nice, it's sunshine, that's when all these brats, spoiled brats, run around like hell here, and it's chaos, hell. And so I prefer, in a way, when it's raining and they don't come with a explosion of noise and shouts and annoyance. Now it's limited to the massive construction which is going on near here. I don't know what they do. I hope it's not something massive, some skyscraper to take all the light, the air and everything. So yes, with this weather, I remember it was the 1st of May, which was cold. In fact, terribly cold. So cold that we didn't know what to do to keep warm, because at night I was with Sherika, Dana Andronescu, real name Dana something else now, married. I think I heard in France, she's in France, married somebody from Bouygues or something, French company. And then the next episodes will be dedicated to her. At least a couple, I hope. And so, in fact, because it's already late in the game for today, let's talk about that and transition from Norocel to her, or just be Norocel will be a character. What do you think? Character in that story tomorrow, but as a minor, he would switch from the leading role to the supporting role from tomorrow.